This is Silent Hill 2 Remake, and today we're going to be testing it out on an RX 6600 GPU paired with a Ryzen 5 3600 and 16GB of DDR4 3200MHz RAM. Let's go over the settings here. We are using 1080p full screen mode, as you can see right here. We're not using any ray tracing, frame rate cap is unlimited, dynamic resolution is turned off. We're not using any FSR3 or FSR1. This game has both. It doesn't have FSR 3.1, it's only using 3.0. So it has a previous like old generation upscaler. That's a bummer, but still there is something available. In the advanced quality settings, we're using everything to the maximum for now. I've just disabled global motion blur, that's why it's showing custom here. Okay, so let's go back and yeah, let's head right into the game. And this is the start of the game just now, and I thought that this is pretty intensive and amazing looking, as you guys can see. The lighting quality, it feels and looks like Alan Wake 2. I mean, that's pretty that's saying something, because that game is really hard to run and it's also very good looking. Now this is a map we can zoom in and zoom out. I don't know why it's not zooming in. Okay, so I've got the map. Press M to open the map. Okay, I got you, my man. Alright, so we're getting right now into the 20s, and as Ubisoft might say, this is a pretty playable frame rate, if you ask Ubisoft actually, not me. Which I don't think it is, because I'm observing a lot of input lag right now, because 24 frame rates, even though it's not any kind of frame generation, there is no frame generation being used, but this is native experience, but still the frame rate is causing a lot of input lag. Okay, so we're getting right now a lot of spikes also in the frame time graph, which is not very good. So this game has FSR3. Let's go immediately to that and let's see if we can get some frame rate improvements. Okay, let's go to quality FSR3 first. Let's go back. This game doesn't require any kind of restart. I've observed that I've tried to restart and check all of that stuff before, but it doesn't require any kind of restart, okay, to work. So let's try to go here. Nope. And even though this is actually a remake, this is how remakes should be done. Look at the graphics, guys. It doesn't look like this game borrowed anything from the previous game. Just the map layout might be the same, or the story might be the same, but nothing else is the same as the previous game. This is how this should be done. The remake should be done, not like other games that Ubisoft showed, like Sands of Time remake. The trailer was, don't ask me, the trailer was really bad. Okay, it wasn't even worth looking at. So they delayed it, and afterwards we don't have any news. Some people say it's coming out in 2026, 2027. We never know. Okay, but right now this game, let's start counting the frames here. We just should be back to the topic, which is Silent Hill 2 Remake, and feels like it's running like no, never mind, it's going back into the 20s. So while I was at that area, I was getting better frame rates, but now coming down here into the forest, it's dropping into the 26, 27, so higher 20s again. Now, considering the frame rate that I'm getting right now, I wouldn't say ultra settings is possible on this GPU, okay? You should be getting at least 45 FPS in my opinion for games like these to have a good quality experience, okay? Now let's go to balance FSR3, because quality FSR3, I didn't talk about it much, but there is some ghosting on the leaves and stuff, and also around our character when we are moving fast. I can observe a lot of ghosting around our coat and yeah, our pants, our hair. They are very, very ghosty, okay? But going to balance FSR3, it has improved the frame rate a little bit. Like as you guys can see, I think we got like 10 to 15% more frame rate. Now as I'm going down into the forest, I think the frame rate is kind of improving, but still balanced FSR3, I don't think that you guys should be using this option for FSR3. Maybe FSR 3.1, because it is a lot sharper compared to FSR 3.0, but not FSR 3. Okay, now let's go back, and I want to actually decrease the settings immediately, because this is not a playable frame rate, and as you guys can see, we don't get very playable performance. Okay, now let's go to our advanced quality settings and let's try to apply a high preset. Okay, this just has shadow quality to medium, and I'm gonna turn off motion blur, and the rest of the settings are still at high. Okay, and anti-aliasing, so it has both A and FXA, but we are using FSR3, and I don't know if this is the reason why we are getting some ghostiness around the objects. Now with higher preset, this is not ultra, It essentially looks the same compared to ultra settings in my opinion, but the input lag is kind of like is like all over the place, man. Okay, so 27 FPS, which is not very good still. Now let's try to apply FSR 3 on top of it on quality first. Let's see if we can reach like 40. Nah, not 40. It's still the same FPS, guys, even though we've decreased the preset a little bit. It was like one option that got decreased with that. Not much, but we got some we got a little bit of improvement. Okay, not much. The game is saved here. Like someone's groping around my skull. Okay, oh, I thought someone's groping around his butt, but no. Okay, so it's 30 FPS, 30, 39. I've not seen it drop below 30 FPS. I want to stay in this area, guys. Don't want to move forward. I want to see if we can drop below 30 because this GPU RX 6600 is, I would say, it's pretty capable of running 2024 games above 30 FPS at maximum settings, but not for this one. This is looking really good and intensive. Okay, now let's go back into the settings first. Okay, I don't want to use FSR 3 on balanced, but I do want to go ahead and decrease the settings to medium. Okay, medium settings, and motion blur is gonna be turned off because I don't like it. Okay, now this is native experience. Yeah, I can now observe that the shadows and stuff and reflections have kind of decreased in quality. Also, the fog has become pretty sparse, but frame rate is still in the 30s, guys. This is really intensive. Or either this is really intensive or the game requires a restart, which I think I should be. I'm gonna restart the game. Okay, I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, guys, so I've restarted the game and it kind of is the same FPS, but we're getting better frame time graph actually. So I think it's better that we restart the game from now. Okay, even though at first it didn't show much improvements when I restarted the game myself. But yeah, so we are getting now in the 36 FPS. This is medium settings preset and everything is at medium. I've just disabled motion blur for this preset. As you guys can see, when I try to look at the more vegetated area, yeah, so then FPS kind of decreases. Like it's in the lower 30s, which I don't like. Okay, and for a game like this, I want it to be at least more than 40 FPS. So I'm gonna try to decrease it, not decrease it, but use FSR 3 here and use it at quality first. Okay, I can tolerate some shimmeriness around the objects, but not much. Okay, so looks like we have found kind of a sweet spot, and the animations and stuff also look really nice now. The game kind of looks a little bit different compared to like high settings, but it's not that much of a decrease in graphical fidelity if you ask me, if going from high to medium settings. Even at medium settings it looks good. Okay, so this is a very nice experience compared to the first Silent Hill 2. The remake, even at medium settings, looks pretty amazing. Okay, so going to the higher 30s sometimes, okay, 35. So this area is kind of like wrecking our GPU also. Like it's at 90 watts or 99 watts that you use it at 99% maximum time. Okay, so 40 FPS. Looks like I can play the game at these settings, but still we're gonna try to just decrease further. Okay, just for the sake of this video, let's go back and let's go to low settings. Okay, even at low settings now everything is to the low. Global motion blur is now locked. I don't know why. What's the purpose behind locking down motion blur at low settings? Okay, so I'm gonna restart the game again and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, so the game has been restarted now, and as you guys can see, we're getting in the 50s. Now let's start counting the frames again. Let's try to move here now, and I've not been observing much like difference in graphical fidelity except for some shadow differences and some fog differences. As you guys can see, the fog has become a little bit blotchy. Okay, it was smooth and dense at first at high settings, then at medium it became sparse but smooth. Now it's become like patchy and less smoother, even less smooth. Okay, now going back here, it's not dropping lower than 50. Now if you want the best experience possible, you can use these settings, low settings at native resolution, and if you don't want to use any FSR 3 because yeah, let's be real, it's causing some ghostiness around the objects and stuff. Now the leaves, the tree leaves, our character, everything looks great, and yeah, it looks like I'm playing at native resolution. Let's go here now and yeah, let's go into cutscene. Okay, so the cutscenes are also locked at 30 FPS. This area is kind of looking a little bit less intensive compared to the previous one, but for just moving forward and proceeding further, I'm just gonna try to go forward. Okay, just gonna go forward. All right, there's another door here. I don't know if I came from. No, I didn't come from this area. Okay, now we're still getting into the 50s, and I don't want to use FSR3 now. But let's try to see if we can use XeSS also. XeSS at ultra quality. This game also has XeSS and FSR 1.0. Let's try to use XeSS. Maybe it's no, it's shimmery now. It's not soft, it's shimmery now. So FSR 3 is making the game a little bit softer and shadowy. This is over sharpening it. Okay, so yeah, so I don't know what to say about this. But this is also not looking like it's close to native. It's over sharpened. Now let's try to go to FSR1 at quality. And let's see if this gets us. Oh, this is very, very shimmery, and oh my god, I didn't even remember like FSR 1.0 how bad it looked when it came out. FSR 2 was a huge improvement, guys. Yeah. So can I jump? No. All right. So as you guys can see, the frame rate has jumped a lot, but we are getting a lot of bad experience. Okay, we're getting a very bad experience with the image quality. Now let's go to TSR at normal. Oh my god, does TSR? No, it doesn't perform better compared to native resolution in my opinion. Yeah, it's not performing better, but it's looking like close to native resolution, you guys. Let's see if I can decrease the setting for TSR, and let's decrease it to low. Okay, guys, this is looking like it's better, guys. Yeah, even at 1080p, I would say there is a little bit of an over sharpening effect also, and some I would say shadowiness also around the objects. But it looks better in compared to FSR3 and XeSS. So I would say, and look at that FPS, guys. TSR is doing a great job in this game. Okay, let's try to use higher settings now again, just for the sake of this video and just figuring out what is going on with this. Let's go to high settings. And high settings preset, let's disable motion blur, and I'll be right back with you guys after restarting. Alright guys, we are back at the same spot. Now it does look kinda blurry and over sharpened at the same time, but it doesn't look that different compared to native resolution in my opinion, and TSR is the way to go. Even at low TSR option, it's looking really nice, even though the hair is kind of very blurry in this case. But look at that FPS, even though we're at high settings preset, which we were not able to even go above 30-35 FPS with FSR3, as I'm going to show you guys right here. So with FSR 3.0 at quality, as you guys can see, the frame rate is in the higher 30s at most. Okay, and it was a huge stir also there. Now compare this to TSR at low even. Yeah, it does look like it's a little bit blurrier, okay? A little bit blurrier compared to FSR 3.0 at quality, but the FPS boost is pretty high. And let me just see if I can go to normal. And yeah, so yeah, normal kind of looks better compared to FSR 3.0 at quality. So I'd say it's really close. It's really close, guys. But I say FSR 3.0 is still better. I can't say. Okay, they're both the same. They're both stirring at the normal setting. At TSR is still causing some stutters, and FSR 3.0 at quality is also causing some stutters. So you can use both, okay, at each setting at whichever setting you want. But I want the base frame rate to be higher, so I'm gonna go to medium settings preset here. Okay, now I don't want to restart it. Just I'm just gonna show you that at medium settings preset and TSR at normal, it's looking good, and also is performing like close to 40 FPS. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and we found some amazing stuff in this game. Like, yeah, the game looks really good, and let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.